Okay, give me a minute and we're going to do an update on Kherson and what's happening on the left bank. And for this update, I am drawing solely on Russian sources because the Ukrainians aren't saying anything. Ukrainian MOD is completely silent about what's happening down in Kherson, which leads me to believe that something is really up. So what are the Russians saying? So this is from the Russian military blogger Rebar, and or Rybar, however you want to say it. And it's echoed by other Russian military bloggers who are raising an alarm about Ukrainian activity on the left bank of the Dnipro, because we know this is the least defended flank of the Russian occupation. All the VDV, special forces, and battle-hardened troops have been drawn out of here over the last 4 months to support other active fronts. And so the Russians just have depended on the Dnipro to keep the Ukrainians on their side of the line. Well, that strategy seems to be failing. Now, look, we don't know what the Ukrainian MOD strategy is here. Is this just a distraction? Are they trying to draw troops away from some critical region on the front so they can make a breakthrough in Zaporizhia or Donetsk? Maybe. Or do they see the opportunity on this weakened front to pour troops over the border? I think when the rain and fog that we're currently suffering here clear, we're going to have a better idea. Now, here's the gig. Let's refresh our memories. What do we know? Well, we know that about 2 months ago, that first arrow on your left, a bunch of Ukrainian Marines came across the river and formed a bridgehead near the Antonovsky Bridge and have been harassing the Russians since. Couple of days ago, we had that second arrow there. A bunch of Marines, the 35th and 36th Assault Brigades, came across the Dnipro and took the villages of Poima and Pischanivska, pushing the Russians out. And then yesterday, a group, I'm not sure who, that I don't know, but another group came across north of here at a village called Kripki or Kripny, and have pushed through the village and are now occupying the forest and tree line southeast of the village. So we've got 3 established bridgeheads here. Now, what are the Russians saying about what's happening? Now, again, this is the military blogger Rybar, Russian disinformation outlet. Everything here should not be taken with a grain of salt. It should be taken with high blood pressure inducing quantities of salt. In the Kherson direction, battles for Krinky and consolidation of the Ukrainian armed forces on the northern bank of the Konka. So due to bad weather over the last 2 days, both the capabilities of the Russian armed forces for fire and reconnaissance and the ability of Ukrainian formations to transfer reinforcements have been reduced. Now, hang on. The first part of that, I believe, right? In bad weather, it's harder to do fire and reconnaissance. But transfer troops over an open river, an open body of water, when all you got are 19 speedboats to do it in? Seems to me that heavy fog, wind, rain, bad weather are the perfect conditions to sneak troops across that open river and hide them from your reconnaissance and fire control, I would think. While Russian troops successfully ousted the enemy near Pischanivka and Poima, fighting continues in Krinky at this stage. So the Russians are making the claim that they've ousted that second bridgehead at Poima. I've got no evidence from the Ukrainians that suggests that that's true. And we've got nothing but this guy's word and the word of other mill bloggers that it's true. There's no geolocated evidence. There's no video evidence, photographic evidence, captured troops, nothing. So we have no reason to believe that part of it is true. Ukrainian forces have managed to gain a foothold along the northern bank of the Konka River and continue to dig in. We knew that. The Russian armed forces constantly fire at them with artillery and mortars. Okay. So they go on here. Ukrainian formations are trying to rotate, but due to bad weather, low morale, the psychological state of the units is low. Here he's talking about what he claims to know about the Ukrainian state of mind, which I wouldn't trust a Russian analysis of the Ukrainian state of mind for anything, given how badly they got this whole war wrong. And they also makes the claim that a bunch of them refuse to fight. This is nonsense of the first order. That I'm sure of. So we don't know what the Ukrainians are really up to. But it does seem that they keep pushing. They haven't, as far as I know, there's been no withdrawals from the left bank. Just the opposite. And I would bet you dollars to donuts that the fog we had today, all along the river, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. Those are the perfect conditions to transfer troops and not have the enemy be aware of it or be able to intercept them. So it'd be funny, wouldn't it, if our boy Rybar here woke up tomorrow and found 2,000 Ukrainians on his doorstep. Yeah, that'd make me happy. But we don't know. I'm purely speculating. And I don't believe a word this guy says, really, except that the Ukrainians are on the left bank and they're fighting for every inch of it.